It went for 40 years. And imagine 40 years war back then. And get on top of it, Arabic people. How many people gonna be die? You are so right to click on this video because you see World War and you see Arabic edition as a what? What's happening? So for all of you to know, I'm going to be talking about the major war that happened in the Arabic era in the 5th century maybe, and it was like a world war. You can say it World War I or II, like you can pick whatever you want, but it was so big that the piles of dead people, you can just pile them up and just make a mountain out of the people that died in that war. As you know, Arabic people, they can be very passionate, maybe. I don't know if the word is passionate, so you cannot threaten them or offend them, because if you did, you're gonna be non-existent in a very, very short period of time, as we know from all historical war before. So the enemy idea in the Arabic Persian mind, it wasn't like far off or far-fetched. It wasn't imaginary. It was realistic. It was everyday life. They had war maybe every day. They had raids. Maybe people that will raid them. So it was very, very real thing that happened every day. We're going to be talking about two different people that lived in that era, in that time in the Middle East. We have in that era two groups of people. And when I say groups, it's tribes. This is your community, your tribe, okay? Basically all like your relative and stuff, you know. We had in that era very two big tribes. And there's the people in the north, they were called Adnaniyin, and the people in the south, they're called Qahtaniyin. And just to be fair with you, I'm just gonna say all of the names in Arabic, in very, very good Arabic. So you have to bear with me. I'm not gonna blow this up. And you will learn something. You will learn how to say in Arabic. Anyway, so there's two groups of people in the north and in the south. They have beef all the time. They would kill people from now. This is everyday life. This is normal. This is routine. This is the life. All right. Some people they die from people from the north. Some people they die from people from the south. It's fine. It's fine. But the main war in the Arabic era that happened, that did like this, what caused it, or this is the effect of it, it's not between those two. There was one of them. It was the northern tribe. It was called Adnaniyin. The war that I'm going to be talking about, it's about two tribes within that tribe, two cousin tribes. They were fighting with each other. And the war that I'm going to be talking about is called al-Basūs. It's so big, it's so messy, it's so bloody. It went for 40 years. And imagine 40 years war back then. And get on top of it, Arabic people. How many people gonna be die? It was so surreal. Like if you born when the war started, at the end of it, you would be an old man. That's mind-blowing. Most people think that this war is caused by a camel. It was, and it wasn't. Like, it's not the main reason, but the thing that sparked it up is that camel. So, without further ado, here is the story. So right now, a little bit of side story. We're gonna talk about the northern tribe. It has two small tribes. It's called Bakr and Taghlib. There was a girl from Bakr that loves a man from Taghlib. The girl name was Al-Jalila, and the man name is Kulayb. Everybody knows that they love each other and they want each other and they will marry each other. And by the way, to marry your cousin in Arabic ancient time, it wasn't that big of a deal. They wasn't like that restricted, okay? So while was all that happening in the north, in the south, there was a king, a very bad king with a lot of power. He's very strong. He has everything. Whatever he wants, he gets. His name is Hassan al-Yamani. That king, he doesn't know right or wrong. He doesn't know when to stop. That person, it's been said every night he would marry a girl from royalty from that area. Just because he can. So one time he was sitting with his right hand, not actually his right hand, his person that he is right hand, the king. He was saying like, oh, do you know any person that's stronger than me? And that person, I don't know what came to mind, but he said like, oh yeah, there's people in the north that they are stronger than you, of course. I don't know if he did he have a death wish or something. I don't know. He says that. So you'd think that the king wants to kill them all, right? But no, he started asking questions who they are, what they do. And then the hands start talking about Al-Jalila. and how he thinks that she might be the most beautiful woman in the whole entire Arab world back then. How she was very smart and she was very sarcastic. So then Hassan al-Yamani fell in love just by hearing about this woman. King, he's like, oh, maybe we visit them, right? What did go wrong? A little bit of side note, Al-Jalila had an uncle that has been killed in the war between the northerner and the southerner. Who killed her uncle is Hassan al-Yamani. A little bit of a different side note. Kulayb, which is Al-Jalila boyfriend, he had a father that has been killed in the northerner-southerner war. He was killed by Hassan al-Yamani. So Hassan al-Yamani, the king, the big boy, he wants to go to her father and to ask her hand in marriage. Just because he can, he gave her brothers big lands, he gave them power, he gave them a lot of stuff just to persuade them to like, oh, okay, come on, I want to marry her, come on, I love her, come on. So they eventually says yes, because you cannot say no to him, because if you say, you know, your entire race is gone. So you have to say yes. So they said yes. Back then, when a girl wants to marry, they would give her presents, like maybe furniture, jewelry, stuff from the house, maybe stocks, cows, camels, you know, the whole stuff. So she had like 100 boxes. So, you know, she's a big deal. So then she left everything, and not she, but like they lift her with everything, and they will give her to his palace, because they live in the north and they have to go to the south to go to live to his palace, and they have to make the wedding there. So, you know, they reach there. This is like a basic Arabic party, you know. There's a clown, there's people dancing, there's people singing, there's people drinking. You know, this is the standard Arabic party back then. Anyway, she was like, okay, this is far enough in the night. Come on, Al-Jalila, come on, you are my wife. Please sing. She's like, no, I feel shy. I'm shy. He's like, come on, I'm your husband. Come on, sing. She's like, okay, I will sing, but if you make everybody go, like I will sing, but if you make everybody go, but the clown will stay, and you and me, and yeah, I will sing for you. He's like, oh, okay, I will, all right, everybody go. He was with her alone with the clown doing all the stuff. Then I think you might know right now what happened. The clown was her boyfriend, Kulayb. So he just take a sword and he kills him. And all the boxes, all the 100 boxes that she brought with her, they were people inside of it. They destroyed it. They stormed the castle, they stormed the palace or something. So they killed him, they killed all the people inside, and they ran away to the north so they Kulayb and Al-Jalila, they can marry. This is the side story, but it's not ending yet. You know, like from the northerner and the southerner, they will not just tolerate any disrespect. So Hassan al-Yamani cousin, he said they think they can do that with my cousin and kill him and just run away. Nah. I'm gonna kill them all. He gathered 100,000 men, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill them now. I just need you to stop right now and imagine in that era 100,000 men going to kill somebody. It is too much, right? He gathered them all, and he was on his way to kill Kulayb. The story of how they met and how they fight is not important. The important thing that Kulayb won, and he killed his cousin. So right now, Kulayb went from just like a normal master in that era to like a really small tribe, to right now he is the most powerful person in the entire Middle East, just because he killed the most powerful man in the Middle East. All the northern tribes, they said, like, oh, this man is the shit, let's make him a king. So all the northern tribe, they made him a king. He went from a very courageous fighter into a very bad king. And maybe you want to ask me, like, well, what kind of things that he did that made him bad king? Well, a lot. There's a lot. Your stock, like all the camels and the cows and those stuff, you know, they are not allowed to eat with his stocks. They're not allowed. They're not allowed in the area. His stocks, they eat by themselves. You cannot walk or come beside him in his area of staying. If he's just sitting somewhere, you're not allowed in that area. Just go find something else. If he looks at the sky and he sees a cloud and he's like, okay, wherever that cloud will rain, that rain will go into the ground, that ground is mine. Imagine that kind. Imagine if he wanted to start a fire, like build a fire just to like maybe stay the night or in some way. If he started a fire, there is no people allowed to start a fire in the area. He is the only one who was allowed to build a fire and stay beside it, and that's it. He had a dog. He would just let him go in a field or in an area, so you would know that this area is for that guy and you are not allowed to be in it. He is that bad. But with all that power, with all that might, with all that craziness, he would ask his wife, Al-Jalila, who is the most important person in your eyes? She would say, oh, it's easy. It's my brothers, Hammam and Jassas. And there is a reason why would she say something like that. In the Arabic world, the woman tribe is only her tribe, not her husband tribe. It's her tribe, and will add up because she didn't have a boy from him. All his children were girls. He had 7 children from her and all girls. And that was, oh my God, he is not my people. My people are my people. My brothers are my people. Okay, that's why she said something like that, and that's why she would feel with something like that. And I'm just gonna give you more information. A son to an Arabic person is very, very important, and especially if he was a king or something very important, because if he didn't have a son, everything will be for nothing. So that's why she felt something like that. Now, fast forward 1 month or 2 months or 3, I don't know. He asked her the question again. I'm gonna set you the scene right now. He was laying in her arms, okay? She was holding his head. And he asked that question again. Do you know anybody more important than me in your eyes? She said like, oh, easy. It's Jassas. By the way, this is very insulting to him in his eyes because he doesn't like Jassas. He thinks Jassas is very, very low being of the beings. So for him, for his wife, there's the most important person in his whole life. To compare him with the person that low in his eyes is just insulting. So he was full of rage. He just couldn't handle what he heard. So he went outside the palace and he was like full of rage. He cannot handle what he just heard. And he saw his stocks, his camels and eating and everything, but he saw something different. There was a strange camel that eating from the same space that his stocks is eating. So he's like, who in the name of God that will dare to make his camel eat with mine? He just hold an arrow and just shot that camel. That camel trembles and goes back, and then she fell dead in her owner's house. The owner of that camel was al-Basūs. So a little bit of side story. That woman called al-Basūs, you just don't want a beef with her. She was very strong. She was like, she has a big mouth, you know, very, very big mouth. She would love to be in this era with all the feminists right now, but she was very strong. By the way, she had a condition to the person that who wants to marry her. He have to beat her in battle. And he was like, and you would think like, is that what? And by the way, somebody did beat her in battle, and his name, Sa'd al-Yamani. And you would wonder, you heard that name before, right? Was he related in any way or shape or form to Hassan al-Yamani, the person that Taghlib killed? Well, yes, he was related. That's why that woman was very, very happy when Al-Jalila wanted to marry Hassan. But now, Taghlib killed him. That's why she doesn't love Taghlib. She hates him so much, and she does everything in her power to just divide what anything that he has, to the point that he requested actually from the tribe, like, please just remove that woman because I don't like her. Please remove her. And then Jassas, or Al-Jalila brother, he said like, no, she is my aunt and I cannot live without her, so she's gonna be here. So she stayed. Now we go back to the camel. So the camel was on the floor, covered in blood. The woman is very upset. She's crying, she's screaming. So then Jassas, just wanting to calm down his aunt, like, okay, come on, please calm down. I will give you 1 instead. She said no. And then like, okay, come on, I will give you 10. just calm down. She said no, and then proceeded to give him 4 of the most insulting pieces of literature, of Arabic literature at that time ever. Anybody would hear that words, he will be very, very angry. To translate, she said like, oh, these people that I am here with, they're not protecting me. Anybody can come and kill me or kill anything that I own or have anything that I own. Nobody here is my family. By the way, all of her, it's all metaphorical, okay? Nobody here is my family. Nobody here loves me and everybody here, they cannot do anything because they are very, very weak. Jassas heard everything, and all that she's saying is about his people, so he felt insulted, very insulted. And by the way, back then you cannot just hit a woman, it's not Arab-like, So he said, I'm gonna make this right. I'm gonna go and kill his camel. And you think this is all about camels, people killing camels? No. It's more than that. Camels are the way of living back then, because without a camel you cannot move. If somebody happened into that area, maybe some dryness, or like there's no water, there's anything to eat, so you would have to go with your camel to another place, to a different place. And if your camel not good, you are not good. The way it is, they are the most important animals at that era. And by the way, for him to say that, it's coming from mindset of he's offended because he killed that camel without even considering for who. He just did it because he just doesn't care. That's why he felt offended. And by the way, after he heard that Jassas wants to kill his camel, Kulayb said like, oh, do it if you can. I know that you can't. So he just started mocking him. When you take both persons' threats and you can just analyze it, you can go and see that Jassas' threat is just coming from emotion. It's coming from insulting, from dignity. Like he needs to feel like, oh, that he is a human. You can respect him. This is not a way to treat another being. It's not a way to treat another person. But Kulayb's threat, it's coming out of arrogance. It's coming out of selfishness. He thinks that he is the most powerful thing in the universe right then. He thinks that he owns everything. He owns everyone. And that time, Jassas thought that this person in front of him, he thinks that he owns him. And that's when everything just shattered. It's not about camels. It's about pride. It's about dignity. You just cannot do something like that and expect to walk away freely. So then everything started to go down bit by bit. After that incident in the wild, the land goes dry. The stalks are very hungry. They are starving because there's no food. So the people had to move. So Jassas and his cousin, they are trying to find another source of water. So they go and search for it. And they find a place with water. So they're just about to drink from it. There is Kulayb. And he says, this place is mine. Please go away. So then they had to go because this is his place. So because of him, they had to find another place. So then they walk a little bit and they find another place. Shock again, he's there. And he said, like, this place is mine. Go away. Fuck off. So they had to move again. So then after like a while, right now they are starving. They are about to die. They saw another form of water. They saw a place with water. They drink and they are right now alive, but they are full of rage. They are thinking, who is he to think that he's like that? So they went to him, Jassas and his cousin. They went to him and they asked him, why did you do that? We almost died. Why would you do that? He said, I didn't do anything. All these places, I had to do something in there. So that's why I did what I did. So then Jassas said, you did with us the same as you did with the camel, with my auntie camel. He said, if that camel was in a different place, I would killed all the camels. Here's where everything goes to shit. Here you know how Kulayb thinks. He thinks that he's above everything. He's entitled to everything he's doing. Here Jassas felt very insulted and he couldn't bear it anymore. He just took a spear and he killed him. And then we move this surreal scene. Kulayb, he didn't think any way or shape or form that this man, he can kill him. And right now he's drowning in his own blood. But here Jassas thought that he is the king of all because he killed the king. I think that just lasted for a second and then the reality hit him. The king of all people is dead in front of him and he killed him. Right now, shock and horror running through his veins. He just ran to his home. he ran to his father and he says to his father that he killed Taghlib. His father in shock. Right now he knows that there's no way that those two tribes would go back again the same as before. So he had two options. So the first one, just to give jassas to that tribe so they kill him and it's 1-for-1 and nothing happens. Or the other one, just to run, just gather his things, gather his people and run to another place just to buy time. Apparently he has logic and he chose the second option. But he looks around, they are missing one. His oldest son, the most courageous one, Hammam, he's not there. He is sitting with the most dangerous man at that time, Al-Zir Salim. That person is Taghlib brother, and the person who killed him, Hammam brother. So the brothers of the victim and the killer, they are sitting on the same table at the same time. So the messenger comes into the palace and whisper to Hammam that his brother killed Taghlib. Hammam is shocked. He doesn't know what to do. Al-Zir Salim told Hammam, what happened? Just tell me. You can talk to me. So Hammam just said, my brother killed your brother. Al-Zir Salim was so not having it. He was like, oh, are you drunk? You're joking? He thought that he was joking. He just laughed it off and he's like, oh, no way that's happening. And just laughing. And then he just drank his ass off until he passed out. Then Hammam thought like, oh, this is the right moment to go and to run home. Because if I stayed, I'll be dead in the morning. Next day in the morning, Al-Zir Salim just wake up and he wake up on people just crying, people wearing black. He knows that Taghlib is dead. He knows that Hammam's brother killed him. Right then and there, all the story began. And right then and there, you can say that the war started. So this is the part 1 for the story today. If you liked it, subscribe. And I'm going to see you in part 2. It's going to be next week.